What's going on, guys? Today I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video to the pre-beta footage that Ryan Moody showed last night of Axis Football 2017. Now, the first thing that I wanted to tell you guys about this pre-beta footage is it's exactly what it says it is. It's pre-beta footage. It is not the actual product that's going to be released to you guys later this year. There's a lot of tweaks to be made. There's assets that aren't in the game yet. There's animations that I've purchased aren't even in the game yet. So you guys that look at this right now and take it for what it is and say, "Oh, this is trash. This is terrible." The game isn't even finished. It's still been pre development phases here. But let's go through the pros and the cons here of some of the things that I noticed right off the bat here. Right off the bat here, I really like where he repositioned the scoreboard. In the past, it used to be at the bottom, which obscured, the play because you're always dropping back. You got running backs back there, and it obscured the view, and that's not good. I really think this is a great decision to put the scoreboard at the top. That is amazing. That is going to make the game much better. I like the little redesign of the pre-play menu here. It still needs a little more, but in the future, of course, we're going to have more added to it. And I just think Madden took years to get theirs right, and they're still adding to it. So, this is a work in progress all the time. Now, another pro is the field. The field looks a lot better this year. It looks a lot better. There's actual blades of grass this year. It's not just one flat texture. It's actual 3D grass, which it looks great. And anybody that's played the 15 and the 16 versions can definitely appreciate the changes made in here. Now, of course, there's some graphical glitches. I noticed the line of scrimmage has little gaps in it, and the first down line has gaps in it, but this is all tweaking, guys. All right, guys, let's get to one other thing I noticed here in this pre-beta footage is that the field logo is way too big. Let's be honest. This thing is massively big, like way too big. It has to be shrunk down to the appropriate size, and I've already talked to Danny about this, so this will be tweaked in the future. But I do like to see that the grass is actually part of the logo this year, unlike last year where it was just a logo placed on top of the flat texture. That's not going to be the case this year, guys. All right, so let's get to the very first play. There's 3 plays we're going to analyze. Let's get to the first one.
Green 29.
7 drops back. Brought down. That will bring up first.
Again, I'm going to reiterate. Animations are not in yet. The quarterback throwing animation and drop back animation that I purchased, for example, are not in this game yet. This is the 2016 still, so you still see the wind up that a lot of people don't like is still in the game. The throwing animation is still the same. Now, let's talk about the first issue here. And I've talked to Danny about this, and I don't know if he plans to fix it or not, but to me it's an issue that's plagued this game. And that issue is that the receiver gets to the spot before the ball does way too often. Now, I know there are certain cases in real life where the receiver stands there waiting for the ball, but it happens way too consistently in Axis Football. Now, what I would like to see, and I've made a video about this, is for the receiver to have to barely get to the spot in time to make the catch. This would make catching in stride a possibility. And this is something I want to see added in the future. Now, let's talk about a positive aspect of this play. The tackling, for instance, is going to be much improved this year. Danny already made his development video talking about the individual colliders. There was only one collider in the entire player model last year. That's going to be much different this year. There's going to be a collider for each body part. And you can see that the interaction here is much cleaner. He actually curls up and actually looks like his head hits the ground hard here. And that's going to be huge, guys.
For one of the players. 7 back to pass. Pulled in by number 11, and he stopped by Drake. 3rd down.
All right, here's another issue I've noticed in Axis Football, and this has plagued the game since 2015. I want you to watch where the ball is thrown here, where there's 2. Whenever there's a case where there's a couple of receivers in the general vicinity here, you got 2 receivers here in the general area, and now both of them go towards the ball here. Yeah, this might happen in real life sometimes, but I'd like to see, only the receiver that is closest, and I mean absolute closest, will actually try to get to the ball, because sometimes this leads to the wrong receiver catching the ball, but I get it. It happens in real life too. It could use a little bit of tweaking, though, I think. Now let's play close attention to the end of this play here because the tackling in this game is much better, man. I mean, just look at. All right, this is probably my favorite tackle of this whole video. Now, of course, like I said, the animations are going to change, guys. Now, I like the blocking here. He comes up to try to block the guy, number 80. Now, watch where he gets his leg taken out here. I love this. I love this. I can't tell you guys how much. Boom, right there. See how his leg, and he goes out of bounds like that? I mean, that just, the momentum carries him out of bounds. This game actually has momentum this year, guys. It has actual physics respected. This is a huge step forward.
The off team.
All right, guys, I see a discrepancy here in the blocking on this play. Now, I do like that he goes upfield. The wide receiver on the right side, he goes upfield to make a block. But watch what he does initially here. The running back gets the ball. Now, he's forced to juke this guy out because the receiver decides that it's a lost cause to block the guy coming in, and he goes upfield to make the block there. Now, I love this tackle here again. Every tackle seems to look differently this year as he sees how he curls up and goes out of bounds.
He crosses the goal line. Touchdown.
All right, guys, last play. Now, bear in mind that the commentary is incomplete as well. There's a lot of commentary that you guys haven't heard. There's a lot of specific commentary that isn't in the game yet. For example, where the pass was thrown or where the ball is going. Now, look at the blocking here. There's both blocks getting picked up here on the outside. Pursuit angle is nice. Nice little juke here to avoid the tackle. And the dive into the end zone. I mean, the game's getting better, guys, whether you want to believe it or not. I mean, if you guys expect Madden to just buy that. For us that want to build a game from scratch, want to see our ideas get implemented into the game eventually, and a developer that listens, well, we got some on the horizon, guys. See you guys next time.